¿Qué pasa, YouTube? How's it going, everybody? Hopefully you're all having a good day today. Now, before I get into the actual battle itself, I just want to say that we are less than 300 subscribers away from 20,000 subs, which is awesome. Thank you guys so much for the great support on all the recent Ultra Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battles. Thank you for leaving a like. Thank you for answering the question of the day, or just leaving a comment in general. And if you've shared my videos, thank you so much, guys. I really do appreciate all of y'all's support. Hopefully we can reach 20k very soon. I may have a special, not entirely too sure, but we'll see how things go. So yeah, at this point you guys know what to do. Show off support, hit that like button down below, answer the comment question of the day, and let's go ahead and get this started. So if you're looking at the description, the team is going to be a little bit different than the one I'm using in the actual Wi-Fi battle here, because the original team had Ash Greninja on it over Tyranitar, and I for some reason couldn't get my Ash Greninja to go through so I could use it during this battle, so I had to replace it with something else. And I was like, oh well, I have Banded Tyranitar, why not? So yeah, that's why I have T-Tar over Ash Grin in this battle. So I'm going to be leading off with my Mimikyu, actually expecting him to lead off with the Mamoswine, because it looked like it was probably going to be a Focus Sash lead just to try to get up rocks turn 1. And by leading off with my Mimikyu, if he did want to go straight for the rocks, after going for my Z move, I will put him in range of where the following turn I would be able to knock him out with the combination of my Z move and a Shadow Sneak, while hopefully having my disguise intact, which is why I go straight for my Z move here. And I absolutely find the animation of Let's Snuggle Forever to be very hilarious. I don't know about you guys, but I think it's actually a pretty funny move animation. As I'm able to bring him down very low, he is going to decide to go straight for the Icicle Crash, which is not at all a bad play, but this potentially means that I will be able to stop him from getting up Stealth Rocks, because I don't think he had anything else on his team that learned Rocks. I guess he can maybe have Stealth Rock's Pincer, but that's not really a thing. So I'm able to get rid of the Mamoswine, as in comes the Kartana. I did expect this to potentially be a Scarf Kartana looking at the build of his team, although there was a chance it could have been Swordsdance as well. And yes, I know that the nickname on this Landers is messed up. That's my fault. I'll fix it for a future battle. As he does end up going for the Swordsdance, I thought about staying in and going for the Shadow Claw with my Mimikyu, which in hindsight is what I should have done, because I would have been able to get off some decent little bit of damage on the Kartana, making it a lot easier for me to have been able to revenge kill afterwards, because now he Swords Dances and I have to potentially take a +1 Bloom Doom with my Lander. So I decided just to sack off my Mimikyu, but it turns out that he's got Black Hole Eclipse and not the Bloom Doom, and I think I probably could have stayed in with Landers, honestly, and easily have taken this hit and gone for the U-turn, but I was just playing around the incorrect set. And as you're gonna see, it turns out that he has the speed boosting Kartana set, and this is actually something I did not notice until after I knocked it out here, because I'm gonna end up bringing my Latios, and normally this Draco Meteor has an 80% chance to just straight Oko Kartana, considering that it has, I think, a base like 30 special defense, but because he was the timid set, he's actually running max HP, which means he always lived this hit. And this is where, again, if I'd stayed in with my Mimikyu earlier, I would have been able to get off that initial damage to guarantee my Draco Meteor being able to knock out his Kartana, although I guess it's not that big of an issue, because I will be able to bring in my Pincer here and I will be able to safely knock him out with the quick attack. So this Kartana, unfortunately, because I played around it expecting it to be the normal SD set, kind of caught me off guard and was able to knock out 2 of my Mons, but things aren't looking entirely too bad considering that I do still have a good chance to win this game. So in comes the Tapu Koko, and this thing is actually pretty terrifying, considering that if it is choice specs, anything I switch into it is not going to appreciate taking a hit. So what I'm going to do is make a very aggressive switch into my Landorus, expecting him to go for the Volt Switch here. And if I'm not mistaken, even if he wasn't specs, I could possibly live a Hidden Power Ice, although I haven't seen HP Ice on Tapu Koko much as of recently. But either way though, he is going to end up hard switching out here, further confirming the fact to me that he could possibly be a spec set, because Specs Tapu Koko has been running rampant in OU as of lately, as he ends up hard switching here directly into his Mega Pincer. This Mega Pincer is actually a really big issue, because if this thing SDs and my team gets worn down even more, this thing could actually potentially sweep through me late game. So I'm going to stay in here, be aggressive, and go for the hidden power ice, just gauging to see how much damage it would do, and wanting to get off that little bit of initial chip damage on him, as he then is going to end up going for the return here as I go for the U-turn. I thought that maybe he would try to go for the Swords Dance, considering that I didn't go for Stone Edge, because then I went for HP Ice, and he would think that I don't have Stone Edge, obviously, so I went for U-turn thinking he would Swords Dance, but he ends up going for the Frustration, which is fine, considering that I will be able to take the hit, and this does allow me to get a free switch into my own Mega Pincer here, which his quick attack does not knock me out, but after the U-turn and the HP Ice damage, my quick attack does knock him out, so I decided to go for that, as he ends up making an aggressive switch here directly into his Latios. Unfortunately, I didn't want to stay in and take a potential Draco Meteor, so I'm going to switch out into my Tyranitar here, and I will be able to get up my Sand and hopefully Pursuit Trap this Latios. And I guess this is where, if I did have my Ash Greninja, it actually would have come in handy, because I could have just potentially clicked Dark Pulse here and got a KO, or I could have Hydro Pump expecting his hard switch directly into the Tapu Koko, which wouldn't have been a bad play either, I suppose, if he hadn't made that. But either way, though, I do have Bandit Tyranitar, and I'm going to go straight for the crunch, because I thought that maybe he would be fearing me going straight for the Pursuit. But if I had locked myself into Pursuit, that actually could have been a little bit bad, because then the Tapu Koko could have just come back in for free, and then because I'm locked into Bandit Pursuit, I don't do much damage back to the Tapu Koko. So I felt like I had to go for the crunch in that scenario. As I break the disguise on the incoming Mimikyu, I will be able to safely switch here into my Magearna. I honestly thought that he was going to go for the Let's Snuggle Forever too, but he ends up going for the Play Rough. Turns out that he's Life Orb, so this following turn I will be able to easily live a Shadow Claw, as luckily he does not get a crit. I really thought he was going to crit me there, I'm not even going to lie to you guys, but he thankfully didn't, and I'm able to knock him out with the Flash Cannon. That is now one less thing I have to deal with. However, though, he does still have the Tapu Koko running around, and he does still have this Mega Pincer here, so again, this is where if I had Ashgren, I could have brought it in here after you knocked me out with the Earthquake. I thought about switching into my Landorus or my Pinsir, but the thing is that I have two Pokemon that are not affected by Earthquake. So again, I really thought he would try to go for the Swords Dance, predicting me to switch out. I don't fully agree with him going for the Earthquake, but I mean, it wasn't a bad play in the slightest, considering that it did help him out here, as I will be able to bring in my Pinsir. Unfortunately, I'm forced to go again for the quick attack, because if it really comes down to it, Mega Pinsir can live one Choice Specs Dazzling Gleam from Tapu Koko, so I don't want to have to take any unnecessary damage. Plus, I don't want to risk a speed tie if he chooses to not go for the quick attack, because then return, I think, actually does Okomi. So yeah, that would have been pretty bad. I really felt that I had to go for the quick attack there, as I'm able to knock out the Latios. In comes the Tapu Koko. Unfortunately, I don't have a safe switch into this monster, and it's really kind of a 50-50 on whether or not he's going to go for the Dazzling Gleam or go for the Volt Switch, and I was really hoping he would go for the Volt Switch here, which is why I make the aggressive switch back into my Landers. But as you can see, either way, I wouldn't have been able to live the hit, so he's able to knock me out, as I'm going to end up bringing in my Mega Pinsir here. And this was actually a bit of a misplay on my part, I think. What I should have done initially was brought in Tyranitar and gone for the Stone Edge, and then that way I guarantee either knocking out this Tapu Koko or I knock out the Pinsir, and then if I had knocked out the Pinsir and he's down to the Tapu Koko, I still have Tyranitar at full HP to live a hit and then knock him out with the Stone Edge. And then if he had switched out into Mega Pinsir, I probably would have missed Stone Edge, so I guess it doesn't really matter. So he's able to knock me out with two Dazzling Gleams. Unfortunately, Mega Pinsir does not have the Earthquake. It actually has close combat, and if I had an EQ, I think I actually would have been able to win here, because I would have been able to knock out his Tapu Koko, and then I think it would have come down to a speed tie between his Mega Pinsir and my Mega Pinsir with quick attack. So yeah, either way though, I unfortunately will end up just barely losing this battle with a 1-0 victory in my opponent's favor. But hey, I'm not upset, because I was finally able to use Mimikyu's Z move. That's all I really wanted to do, man. I've been wanting to try out that Z move for a couple days now, and I was just really happy to be able to use it turn one in this game. So yeah, good game to my opponent. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. Make sure to show our support, hit that like button down below, and answer the comment question of the day. Thank you guys once again. We are on the road to 20,000 subscribers. That's pretty awesome. Thank you, everybody, and with that being said, I will see you all tomorrow. So later, everybody.
No matter where you're at, I'm not here to make friends, it's time to attack and deplete your HP with a final smash. Don't make me turn around and pull a 6-foot hacks. 6 foot hacks, yeah. 6 foot hacks, yeah. 6 foot hacks,